I'm Mike Hayne, and I'm talking to myself to cure myself. Today is November 19th at noon. November 19th, 2022. 10-mile-an-hour wind, 15 miles east of the Las Vegas Strip. Temperature 55 degrees. I'm in a short-sleeved shirt. Sunny day, but remember, 10-mile-an-hour wind. If it wasn't for that, it would be a beautiful day. I'm talking to myself to cure myself. And the topic comes up again and again, of what it means, because I see so many news reports. I watch news on YouTube, and different types of people speaking, and different types of news reports. It keeps coming up again and again that the people, the citizens of the United States, are amoral. That they just simply, number one, do not believe in God. And I'm sorry, you're just really stupid if you don't believe in a being, a force that you can pray to. Now, you can't pray to for money. You want money? Go join the mafia. Okay, you can't pray for money. Money that's ridiculous. It's actually probably a sin, too. But if you don't believe in a being, a spiritual being, a force all around us, then you're stupid. And I'm sorry to say, the universities, the TV, the media, it all is teaching the people to not believe in God, not have an inner belief. Now, the reason I mention this is, in an amoral society where no person knows right or wrong, there's no, for example, the TV show. The TV show, when I was young, in the early 60s, the sheriff or somebody, he would be good. He would have good qualities. He wouldn't lie. He wouldn't steal. He wouldn't be sexually perverted. He would be loyal and trustworthy to his friends. He wouldn't be greedy. He wouldn't be hateful. He wouldn't be racist. He's just a good guy. It's a good person. And he's the sheriff. The other guy is bad. He's a liar, a thief. He betrays his friends. If he gets arrested, he turns his friends in, so he'll have a lighter sentence. He's not loyal. He's not faithful. He's not friendly. He's not kind. He'll kick a cat. The other guy is a bad guy. But now, in the modern day TV shows, the half-hour TV shows are comedies. The hour TV shows are dramas, and it's been that way since the beginning. Who decided that? But there's no good or evil, period. It's an amoral society, an amoral civilization. Now, I put the time as 1965. And as the economy was doing poorly in the late 60s, what was happening, this is what President Nixon faced. What was happening was that the people, the workers, the unions, all the people of the United States, they were just saying they wanted more and more and more. And the corporations were saying, well, what do you mean you want more and more and more? We can't afford it. And they could not afford it. Number one. Number two, the people were acting immoral, indecent, the sexual revolution. And what do we always say? Hugh Hefner should have been put in prison when he published the first Playboy issue in 1960. Prison, buddy. We don't do that around here. Okay? Who do you think you're fooling? Get a dish rag. Do something with your life. Hugh Hefner. And so sexual perversion. And now sexual perversion is just incredible. And the way we describe it is like this. If you took a bull and a cow and put them in the field, they would figure out how to have sex. They're animals. But if you took a human being, a man and a woman, and put them on a deserted island, and they were children. They had never seen anything about sex, and nobody ever told them anything. No human being had ever spoken anything about the genitals to them. They would not know what to do. They would not figure it out. I remember in 1981, I walked out of the movie The Blue Lagoon because I assumed it was about a young teenage boy and a teenage girl, heavy-handed message about sex. And right in 1981 in college, they were teaching sexual education to poor little girls that didn't know, what is this? And they end up ruined. Which is the whole point. The sexual education courses of the schools and the universities and the media portrayals are wrong. Period. Human beings can make up anything they want in their minds and tell the other human beings about it for sex, but it's wrong. Animals don't do that. Animals don't talk. They don't learn about sex from each other, from the talking and the mind. So that's one of the really weird things that's occurring right now in the United States. But I walked out of the Blue Lagoon movie, and then later, 40 years later, I asked my friend, I said, I walked out of that movie. That's ridiculous. A teenage girl and a teenage boy who don't know anything about sex on a deserted island, and they figure it out themselves. And my friend told me one of the sailors had pornography in his thing. It's a movie about where the adults get drowned and the two children survive. And then they figure out sex, The Blue Lagoon. And so I was wrong, I have to admit. If there was pornography there and they saw it and that was the plot of the story. But I thought it was just this sick, demented, what I'm talking about, the 1960s, the demented culture, the cowards. The Vietnam was a bad war. You could argue all day long saying, this is ridiculous. Why are you sending us to war? But the cowards, okay? Let's not put the cart before the horse. Everyone I knew was a coward. Their howdy-doody, sweet little ass did not want to go to Vietnam and get shot by an Asian person, okay? And killed. They're a coward. Now, I was afraid, but I was lucky because the people stopped the draft with Nixon before I got called up. But I would have gone. I wasn't raised to be a coward. And these same people in the 90s, from the 90s all the way to now, Hollywood, TV, movies, political, presidents, and everything else, business, real estate, corporations, they're all Vietnam draft dodgers. They're all cowards. Let's tell the truth here. And maybe that's how they live their lives now. Because back in the old days when they were a coward, they were able to make up a story. Well, the Vietnam draft is wrong. The only one that wasn't was Muhammad Ali. He wasn't a coward. But he did the right thing. He stood up and said, I'm not going. I'm not going to go kill people. And they took away his honor of being the best boxer, the belt, I guess they call it, the winning. He was the top boxer, Muhammad Ali. They took that away and they put him in jail for a year. He was not a coward. He was really saying, I'm not going. But my friends were hiding, running, changing their identities. Their parents were helping them to hide. Movie stars, hiding their little precious-ass children. So the 1960s was degenerate, and I put it at 1965 as the beginning of the decline.